Hey guys, what's up? Power Up Boxing here. Just watched Lomachenko versus Walters, and wow, wow, wow. That's all I've been saying after the fight is just wow. Like it's did not expect the fight to unfold like this. Anyone who did would be kind of lying that they thought it was going to end like this and be this the outcome be like that in the way that it was the whole fight. Whoever said they thought it was going to be exactly like that, they're lying, or it was just the people around him who know Lomachenko know he was capable of that. Capable of that, but the average fan didn't know that was going to happen like that. I certainly didn't. I picked Lomachenko to win the fight. I gave him the edge. I thought this was a 50-50 fight. I gave Lomachenko a slight edge. Um, and yeah, it did not turn out at all like reflected 50-50 odds at all. Like I picked Lomachenko to win by unanimous decision. Did not pick him to win by knockout. Did not pick him to get a TKO or make the guy quit. Never would I have thought that. And that's exactly what happened. Walters quit in the 7th round. And hold on one sec, guys. Cat's eating the dog food, and the dog's gonna attack the cat here. Come on, get. He's always screwing up my videos, the cat. There, eat your food. Yeah, so anyway, he made Walters quit. And it's weird because I thought Walters was going to get stopped after the 5th round, I think it was. I'm like, wow, this fight is not going to go the distance. I'm just thinking Lomachenko was landing such a high volume of punches on him. The ref's going to stop it, or Walters is going to, like, he's going to get broken down and eventually get TKO'd and get dropped. Because I'm thinking the way it's unfolding, I'm like, this fight's not going the distance. And just the body language of Walters, I think, in the 5th or 6th round, or around there, it might have been the 5th, 6th round there. The body language went from trying to figure out Lomachenko and it went from frustration to hopelessness. He looked like he mentally completely broken at the 5th or 6th round. He kind of gave up. He kind of mentally, Lomachenko just broke him there. And then after that, he fizzled. After the 5th or 6th round, that's when Lomachenko started. Not only did he mentally broke him, but then in the 6th and 7th, that's when he started physically breaking him down. Because after the mind fails, the body's going to fail. When the mind breaks, the body's going to break. That's just the way it goes. And the mind's stronger than the body. And for the mind to go before the body, that's not good, because the body's weaker. And if the mind's going first, then the body's is gonna follow right there. So just the body language, it turned from frustration to hopelessness. He looked like he didn't want to be there. It was a day in the office that he did not want to go to work that day. I don't know if he had a bad day today, Walters, if he didn't get a good rest. He maybe didn't get a good sleep. He just wasn't feeling it today. Had a bad night. I don't know. Maybe that was the case, combined with Lomachenko's skill level, obviously. But he looked like he did not want to be in there. He didn't look right. He didn't let his hands go at all. And the one round, I think he lost every round. But there was one round where he actually did all right. And it might have actually been the round he quit after. It might have been that round or the round before. He let it, but it was at the very start of the round. He actually came out, started throwing, letting his hands go, throwing a loop in right hand. Didn't land it. It got blocked, but still, he was trying, right? And but other than that, that was his last, I guess, hurrah right there. His last ditch effort was to just swing like that, and then he knew he wasn't going to land single punches like that, and he knew he was beaten. And then I noticed he was in the clinch. He looked like he was very holding on, trying to survive. He was hurt, apparently. He even admitted he was hurt. That's why the fight got stopped, because he knew he did not want to take any more punishment, and that's why he quit. But I noticed Walters was like turning his back on Lomachenko in one of the last rounds. It might have been the last one, but he was turning his back, and it looked like he was going to quit in the ring there. It looked like he wanted to quit there. The way he turned his back, and he looked, just the look, his body language looked like he wanted to quit. You'll know what I mean. That one part in the fight, if you missed it, watch it again, and you'll see he turns his back like you kind of think he's going to quit right there, to be honest. I don't think you can I don't think you can really criticize Walters for quitting. Like, I know they're comparing him, fighters back then and top level fighters, they don't go out like that, they don't quit like that. But fighters back then, they never quit, really. It was a lot different back then too, because the ref didn't stop it from, even if you're getting damaged like tremendously, the ref wouldn't stop it. It would take a lot to get a fight stopped. And it's a rational decision. Obviously, like, as a fan, you don't want the guy to quit at all. But for me, I look at them as like they're human beings, they're people, right? And you can't. I'm not criticizing Walters at all for quitting. I don't think any less of him. Like, he made a rational decision. He knew the fight was going on nowhere after that last round. He knew, like, he was hurt, and he was just trying to hold on and survive. Because he said once Lomachenko started landing his combinations, he knew, he was like, I don't want to be taking this punishment. He's got a family. He's got a wife or girlfriend or whatever, and he doesn't want to be brain damaged. Because this is the kind of fight when a guy doesn't. Because I didn't see, like, Lomachenko was hitting him a lot, but Walters is pretty sturdy, and he didn't look like he was gonna drop really by a punch. And that's the kind of fight where you see the guy taking punishment like that, and the accumulation of punches, even though he doesn't get massively hurt or he doesn't go down, but then they find out he has brain damage after the fight. And that's the kind of fight, and I think he made the good decision, because I think if he kept in the fight, it probably would have been max 3 rounds before the fight got stopped. To be honest, I thought he was going to get stopped either by the ref, or he was just going to, like, mentally just, like, quit in the fight, like, because like I said, when he turned his back in that one round, it looked like he wanted to quit right there, and I thought that might have happened there, and he wouldn't have. I think if the ref would have been talking to him, do you want to continue or show me something when he's getting hit, he wouldn't have really responded, and they would have stopped it. So I give him max 3 rounds, and he would have took tremendous damage. He possibly would have got dropped. Probably really likely he would have got dropped. And he would have gotten beaten up and stopped. So, like, and he would have had more, like, possibly gotten brain damage, right? Because when you're getting hit that much, and like I said, and that was actually a factor though in the fight. He's been Walters has been out. He's been inactive for like almost a year, because he's been trying to get the right deal of money, right? And I think on Twitter, it's Lomachenko said he would give him $300,000 from his own purse to him. I don't know if that's true or not, but he did tweet that, I think. I don't know if you do that but anyway. So when they said that, Walters was just waiting a year to just get the right deal, and he actually got, I think someone said he got less than previously that negotiated or something. So this is what I thought though when I heard that, and like when he was waiting for the right deal for a year and he's been inactive. Not only the inactivity, but just like the not only the inactivity, but the fact that you got a guy who he wants the most money. Obviously, all of them want the most money they can get, right? But there's also the aspect of more of like the fighters, more of the fighters back then. They didn't just fight for the money; they fight more to be the best, and that's kind of the difference between the fighters back then and the fighters today. It's more about the money, and nothing's wrong with that. And I'm not saying Walters is more about the money. I'm not saying that. I don't know him. I don't know what he's thinking. But when he was waiting on a fight just to get the most out of it, and he had money on the table, but he declined it, and then he finally got the fight, right? You got Lomachenko on the other hand. I know he's getting paid way more, so he doesn't really have to say, like, there's not much to complain about. He's making a lot of money, right? But his mentality is to be the best. We've seen the interview, post-fight interview with Max Kellerman. His goal in boxing is to be the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. And you can't get a better answer than that, really. He wants to find out if he's the best. And then you got Walters on the other hand wanting to get the most money he can. So, like I said, I'm not saying that Walters doesn't want to be the best pound for pound fighter, but I think you got a guy who, in Lomachenko, who not only does he have the skill in all the physical aspects, but he has the will of not just the will to make money, but the will wanting to be the best fighter so even if he in the amateurs, you don't get paid. I don't think you do. Maybe you do in the Olympics. I'm not sure. But that's what I'm trying to say. You got one guy, he wants to prove that he's the best fighter, and he wants to find out on a personal level if he's the best. No money, take money out of the equation. He doesn't really care about the money. He wants to find out if he's the best. So, anyway, let's get into the actual fight. Shocking, incredible. It was like Lomachenko was a couple classes above Walters. It was dominating performance. I felt bad for Walters because he was getting embarrassed, kind of. Like, he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't letting his hands go, and I felt bad for him because the look on his face, too, he knew he was beaten, and I felt bad for him because he was just taking shots, and he didn't do anything, really. He didn't do anything. He landed his jab a couple times. I think that was the best moment of the fight for him, when he landed a jab, and then he landed another jab, and then he landed another jab. He landed like 3 jabs in a row. I forget what round that is, but that was his best moment. He never really landed the right hand. Completely took it away. Left hook, didn't really see that either. Yeah, it was just, Lomachenko was like just on another level. And it was like, if you ever seen Dragon Ball Z, when Trunks comes from the future and he beats Frieza, right? He cuts him up into pieces and then blasts him. But they ask him Goku's like, what happened here? And then Piccolo's like, he turned into a Super Saiyan and he picked him apart. That's like what Lomachenko did to Walters. He turned into a Super Saiyan and he picked him apart. It's like Walters was like a regular human, good fighter. I don't know, like Krillin or something comparable. And then you got Lomachenko. He's like Trunks. He's just a Super Saiyan. This guy's a regular human. He's a Super Saiyan. He just picked him apart. You know what I mean? And I know you're gonna get a lot of those people in the sense. I'll compare it again with Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta doesn't believe that he's a Super Saiyan because him and Goku's Gohan is the only Super Saiyans left. But so he can't believe that Trunks is his a Super Saiyan, because he doesn't know that that's his son, right, from the future. But anyway, it's like Vegeta is, in the sense, this is like the fans. Vegeta is like the fans in real life. The fans can't believe that a white guy is doing this. Like a guy like Lomachenko has these kind of skills. Because I know you're going to get a lot of those, you're going to get a lot of fans out there saying, like, they're going to be, they're not going to believe that a white guy's doing this high level of skill. Because you don't really see it that often. And, like they can say what you want. I don't judge. Like, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we see it all the time, biasness. You see people obviously biased. If they're black, they go with the black fighter. If they're white, they go with the white. Nothing's wrong with that. Like, I can't judge them, because if I was black, I would probably go with the black fighter too, right? I'm not them. I don't know. So I can't judge them, right? But you gotta see what it, like, you gotta, if you take all biases out of it, no bias, and you just look at what's going on, really, what's going on, and not be blinded by anything else. You see what's going on. And I know one guy made a comment that if Lomachenko was black, he would be getting he'd be getting no praise, really. The only reason why he's getting praise, he's doing what every other black fighter is doing, but he's white, so he's getting the praise. But that's not true at all. And if you believe that, that's very stupid, because he is not, people are saying, oh, because his defensive skills and all that, Lomachenko's on par, right, with the black defensive skills. But really, how can you compare Lomachenko to a guy like Mayweather or like Rigondeaux? Or you can't, because this guy was more offensive than he was defensive, especially tonight. He's not only defensive and has a good defense, but he's overwhelmingly offensive. So that's a huge factor why he's getting a lot of praise. He's not only showcasing his defensive skills, he's showcasing his offensive skills even more. And that's what he did against Walters. He kept Walters' hands at home, and he was just teeing off on him. Really, his defense was just his volume of punches was his defense. He kept Walters' hands at home, up high. And so he pretty much shut down Walters' offense and ramped up his offense. Not like, say, for Floyd Mayweather. He shuts down your offense, but he doesn't ramp up his offense. He just stays the same, defensive. So that's why we are praising Lomachenko. So if Lomachenko was black, I would be praising him for what he's doing. Like, that was extraordinary. The performance shocked me. And yeah, so like, enough of this really black versus white, like, enough of that, really. Like, I don't go by that. Like, it does irritate me when I see it. Either way, it does irritate me, but people are always going to be like that anyway. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are not like that too. So, like I said, you go by the individual, and that's all. So, yeah, so I haven't even really gotten into the fight yet, really. So, because really, there's really not much to say than just shock and wow. Like, it wasn't competitive. It wasn't, it wasn't competitive at all. And it was just dominating performance. It's probably the highest level of dominating performance you can possibly get without getting knockdowns. It's possibly better than a knockout, because what's the ultimate winning? The ultimate win is probably making the guy quit. Like, that's possibly better than a knockout. You made the guy quit. So I don't think you can get any better than that, really. And not only did you make a guy quit, but you made a top level guy quit. You made an undefeated, hungry, young guy. He's 30. He's in his prime, the peak of his career. And not only that, he's a hard puncher, high knockout percentage. And he's undefeated, obviously. And you make him quit. So that's That's impressive. And now we're gonna hear like everyone was just in shock. Like Max Kellerman was just like, wow. He's like, what a performance that was, and everyone was just speechless. To be honest, everyone didn't know what to say. Roy Jones was speechless. He's like, they're asking him, oh, did you think that was gonna happen? Walters was gonna quit, and he says, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, but it did surprise it surprised. Well, maybe it didn't surprise him because the body language of Walters did look wrong. So in that sense, okay. But everyone was kind of just speechless and shocked, and I was shocked. Like he didn't do what I thought he was gonna do. He far exceeded what I thought he was gonna do. Far exceeded it. Never thought that he was gonna make the guy quit. Like never thought that. Never thought that he was gonna be the guy pushing Walters back, pushing the power puncher back. When you push the power puncher back and you're the aggressor and the power puncher is on the back foot the whole fight, you're going to win the fight unless you get hit with something big. So just masterful performance in every way. And not just the angles, the footwork, the speed, the quickness, like just the combinations, the offensive skill, as well as combining it with defense. But the offensive skill was just, that's what separated him and Walters. It wasn't just the skill level, it was the quickness and the speed of Lomachenko. He was just way quicker and faster than Walters. Walters, that's one of the reasons why I thought Lomachenko was going to win a decision. I thought he was going to win a decision because his footwork and his speed would win him the fight. And I was right, that did win him the fight, but not in the way I thought it would. Walters is too stationary. He's sturdy, but he stays in one spot. And Lomachenko even said that. He said, Walters is a good fighter, but he stayed in one spot, and that made it easy for me. And Lomachenko was just having fun in there. Like, he was at the end of the round, he was just dinging it like this. He was smiling, laughing in there. He was having a good time. And at the end of the fight, he pretty much was just toying with him at the end. And, yeah, like, it was, what won him the fight was just the quickness and the speed and the footwork those are the biggest factors that won him the fight. And just the punch volume, too. He's so active, and when you're active like that and you're pushing back the puncher and you have skill like that, you're going to win the fight. And his knockout percentage is going up now. He's 7 with 5 KOs now, I think. And 7-1. It's hard to believe Salido beat him, actually, thinking I think if he fights Salido again, he's going to stop him. But now they're talking about Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford. It got mentioned by Bob Arum. And I gotta say, before this fight happened 2 days ago, I made a video on Manny Pacquiao versus Lomachenko. If it happens, does Lomachenko even have a chance? I didn't think he would handle the strength or the strength of Manny, obviously. But after I said I would make a better prediction after I see how he does against Walters, because Walters would definitely raise his reputation if he could dominate Walters or win the fight clearly, or possibly if he stopped him or anything like that, I would maybe reconsider my thinking a bit. And I never thought he was gonna stop Walters, and this is exactly what happened. And now I definitely am reconsidering the Manny Pacquiao versus Lomachenko. I think that's a possible fight, and I think that could be a good fight. And I think Lomachenko has a chance, to be honest. From what I've seen today, I did not think he has a chance, but the fact that he proved against a strong, hard puncher like Walters, if he can handle the power of Walters pretty much he didn't even have to handle the power. He didn't even let Walters land his power. So, but Walters is not just a power puncher, he's got skill too. He's got good technique. He's a proven champion. So, I'm kind of thinking if Lomachenko can do the same thing he did against Walters, and what I mean by that is not like obviously make Pacquiao quit. I don't mean like that, but if he can do the same thing, like throw the amount of punches he did in this fight, the amount of volume, and push Manny back with the volume of punches, there's a possibility that, because Pacquiao in recent years, punch volume is very low, doesn't throw that many punches like he used to, and that could be a very danger for Pacquiao of losing rounds against a guy like Lomachenko. If I said Lomachenko can do the same volume of punches he did in this fight against Pacquiao, that is a very... Pacquiao could be down on rounds and on the scorecard, because a guy who's thrown that many punches and he's as skillful as Lomachenko, he's going to win rounds. So I give Lomachenko a chance against Pacquiao now. The only thing is, Walters is not Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a legendary fighter with legendary experience. He's not in his prime anymore, like I said, but still, he beats fighters still. He's still a top guy. He's still the best welterweight, if not the best fighter out there right now, right? It's yet been proven because he's retired and he hasn't really fought Keith Thurman or Kell Brook or anyone like that. But it's safe to assume that these guys maybe wouldn't do his bet, will be the same as Jesse Vargas, right? So it's going to need a special fighter to beat Manny Pacquiao. Even though Manny Pacquiao is not in his prime anymore, you still need a special fighter to beat him. A good fighter, or even a good or very good fighter, is not going to cut it against Manny Pacquiao, even at this stage. You need a great or a special fighter to beat Manny Pacquiao, and Lomachenko is special, and it's possible, but Pacquiao, like I said, his speed and his timing and his footwork, we'll see what Lomachenko can do. And they're both southpaws, so that would be very interesting. And I want to see that fight now. I'm actually, after this performance, I think Lomachenko can really, wow, like I'm just shocked by what I saw. It was like, while I'm watching, I'm just like, what's going on here? I didn't know what I was watching. Like, it was just, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like I said, I don't know if Walters was just, like Walters was just not having a good day, or he was having a bad night or something, and combined with Lomachenko having a great night. But yeah, like the way the way the fight happened and took, like, each round was just dominant for Lomachenko. So does he have a chance against Manny Pacquiao? He does, but I would like to see him have a fight at 140 first against a decent opponent, because jumping right into Manny Pacquiao right now, the strength of Pacquiao, Pacquiao, obviously we know he fights bigger guys, and Pacquiao's not only the bigger guy and had the weight advantage, you would assume, he has, I think, the reach advantage too over Lomachenko, and just the legendary experience in the ring, legendary professional experience. And not only that, what is Manny Pacquiao best known for? We would say his awkwardness, his footwork, you would probably say. I would say a lot of people would say, I say most people who fight Pacquiao, the two top things they say that surprised him, that surprised them when they fought Pacquiao, was not his power, but his footwork and his speed. And obviously he has other good attributes. His timing, he has experience, he's got good power. And if he's going to be fighting Lomachenko at 140, it would probably happen. Not 147. It would probably happen at 140, or maybe a catch weight, I don't know. But I assume 140. Lomachenko came in at 37 for this fight. He was heavier than Walters by 1 pound. So, yeah, like Pacquiao at 140 and under gets a lot of. He's very powerful. So, I'm not saying Lomachenko has it in the bag or anything, like, but he has a chance, obviously, after this performance. But it's hard to really say because he first has to. I want to see him fight a 140 pounder. And what is that? Where does that bring me? Terence Crawford. Could you see this fight taking place? Because I want to see this fight. Before Pacquiao, I would want to see this fight. I say the winner of Lomachenko versus Terence Crawford faces Manny Pacquiao. That's what I say right there. The winner of that fight. We all know Crawford has a fight against John Molina. Easy work right there for Terence Crawford. And I want to see Lomachenko versus Crawford. Maybe one more fight for Lomachenko. He called out for Francisco Vargas at 130, but that's Lomachenko's got that pretty easy. I forget who I've seen him fight before, but I can't recall his fights right now. Vargas's fights. I've seen him fight though, probably. But if I don't really hear much about him, then that's probably not good. And Lomachenko, apparently like Max said, it should be an easy fight for him against Vargas. So, yeah. So I would say Lomachenko go to 140, fight someone, not Crawford first, but fight someone to test the waters of the strength of the 140 pounders, and then get accustomed to the weight, and then go for Terence Crawford, and then the winner of that fights Manny Pacquiao. But obviously, if he jumped right to Terence Crawford or Manny Pacquiao, I wouldn't be complaining either. I don't think he will, though. I think he will. He wants to first fight a lower level guy, not like a low level guy, but a good fighter, but not the best possible fighter first. He's gonna move up and fight someone, a good fighter, to test the division, and then go to the. But I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. It's been done before. Manny Pacquiao has moved up to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Like, it's been done before, right? Pacquiao's moved up to fight Miguel Cotto. So he really, and he moved up to fight Ricky Hatton. He really did. I know he fought De La Hoya before that, but really he was fighting at 135, and then he moved up to 147 to fight De La Hoya. Then he moved back down to 140. So yeah, there's a lot of boxing's getting exciting, guys, and I don't know what's going on here, but the Eastern Europeans are taking over. Look at the weight divisions. Look at the top ranked fighters. Look at the top pound for pound fighters. A lot of Europeans there. East Europeans, Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan. A lot of fighters coming from that area. So. Eastern Europe, so like I don't know what's going on there, but they must have a good program, and it does seem though like a lot of fighters from like the U.S. maybe they're lacking something. I don't know, like they obviously, if you had to say what country has the best fighters, you'd probably say overall United States has the best fighters, but stuff's changing there right now, right? Like Europe is catching up to the U.S. and you see fighters like Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. They're all good fighters, but they're not like what they're doing is not really extraordinary. Danny Garcia, nothing extraordinary, good fighter. Keith Thurman, he looked invincible earlier. Now he's showing a little bit more vulnerable as he's stepping up in competition. But Lomachenko fought the top competition in Nicholas Walters and just outclassed him. Special type of performance, not extraordinary. So, like I said, you got Keith Thurman, you got Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. They're all from America, but they're not extraordinary, right? And then you got people like Gennady Golovkin. He's showing that he's extraordinary. You've seen Kovalev. Pretty good stuff. He didn't dominate Ward, but he did win that fight. So Let me know what you guys think about the fight. I'm going to be making more videos. How will Lomachenko fare against other fighters in the higher weight classes? Come on. Come on. It's my cat there. Yeah, how will he do against a Manny Pacquiao? How will he do against a Terrence Crawford? We'll find out, and I want to see those fights actually. So thanks for watching, and I'm just shocked, really. I'm just shocked with his performance. Power Up Boxing, powering down.